Hello, ladies and gentlemen, watching on YouTube or listening to Spotify. Ad-free, of course. Might be an ad from Spotify, I don't choose that. And on YouTube, sometimes when my videos get copyright claimed, because my voice sounds like a diggity-doo, and people associate that with very specific music. So I get copyright struck, and then they choose if there's ads or not. It's funny that the videos that get copyright struck are the videos that get the most views on my channel. That's life, I guess. We're not doing it for the views. We're doing it to stay connected with the fans, with the people that are intrigued, to get a little bit of insight of what's going on in the mind of someone that is coaching in the ADC. As we're waiting for the stream to warm up, I hope you guys can enjoy this November. We are very close to December, which happens to be a birthday month for a lot of people that I know. It's a birthday month for me. Thank you very much, GS Deppy, for your subscription. 2 months. That is super cool of you. Appreciate it. I just forgot to do something, so I'm gonna do it right now. Good evening, everybody. I appreciate that you guys are showing up. Feels like time is flying by very fast. There's something very strange. It's like it feels like time is flying by fast, but at the same time, I feel like this has been the longest year of my life in terms of just everything that has happened in this year. And I was hoping that things would finally calm down a little bit towards the upper end of it, but wasn't the case. But we will eventually get to that, so I don't want to, it feels bad because I don't think any of this belongs in the public sphere. It just doesn't. I guess a good place to start is Bwipo. Bwipo is announced to be in Team Liquid. I'm gonna miss Bwipo. Bwipo is one of a kind. There's literally no one that I can really compare him to. He's a very, very unique individual, and he has the type of a mind that is going to succeed in anything that he's going to want to do, Whether one day he wants to become a coach, or he wants to work on the analyst desk, or he wants to play top lane jungle, this man has the mind for it, No one that I've ever met has that level of, post-processing power, It's like he views everything critically, And every time I had to give him something, he always paid me back like twofold, sometimes even threefold, I'm really gonna miss Bwipo, and I hope, just because esports is so small, I hope that we get to work together one day, somehow. Who knows, right? For anyone thinking that he's going to North America to cash out, look at his goddamn roster. That is a beautiful roster. Gorgeous roster. absolutely brilliant roster. Hansamo moving over as well. Bjergsen coming back. Core JJ, world champion. You know, Core JJ has done so much good work for North America. And I'm happy that they're finally going to have a pro server. That's going to be huge for them. I think that's going to be huge for Bwipo. I think, you know, him playing a North American solo queue would be like the biggest challenge he would have to overcome there, because, you know, he, in the end, that takes solo queue practice very serious. Very, very serious. And I think it's the right approach. Solo queue spills over to scrims, scrims spill over to stage. And it's important to do everything that you do with a purpose, because if you have a tendency of making solo queue automatic and you just play without thought, it also crosses over to, of course, scrims too. That happens. Definitely happens. Why do you think that NA is always bad, even with good rosters that would succeed in EU? So in what way are they bad? You know, most of the time you have single teams that are spearheading, you know, the movement for Europe. Like G2 is the team, like G2 and Fnatic, we had like singular teams that made the efforts of Europe outshine everything that North America ever put on the table. But you remove those teams from the equation and the results are quite similar, right? I think the key thing is that the rosters are getting stronger, and I think that the lower end of North America is what makes it a little bit more difficult. I feel like in Europe, the lower teams actually try to push you somehow. They're actually trying to pursue some kind of changes that make it seem like they are aspiring for something higher than just, you know, a potential playoff position. And that matters, right? Who are you practicing on the day-to-day, your solo queue? Like, what is the environment that you actively get to improve in? It's always difficult to stay on top, right? It's really difficult to stay on top because you need to constantly find your flaws before other teams do. And it's much easier to chase after someone than to stay on top. Right? You see that in many sports. It's just the moment you're on top, you get many eyes on you, and you know, that comes with its own challenges, right? It's the same. It's like if you watch the UFC, the moment someone gets a title, all of a sudden all eyes on this person. And all in all, my point is that there is more factors that push you towards improvement, I feel, in Europe. And I think North America, my general feeling is that the culture isn't in the right state of mind to make the correct sacrifices. And I imagine that there are so many things that are tempting, right? You have the sun shining always, you have the beach, you have delicious food. There's so much temptation to, you know, steer away from what you gotta do. And you know, with that in mind, you know, the easiest way to break habits is to give yourself access to bad ones. You know, when you open your fridge and there's some shitty ass stinky food that you're not supposed to be eating, the access to it makes it so much easier. It's the same thing with cigarettes or anything else, right? It's like access definitely makes it easier. So all in all, I feel like there is some kind of, you know, progression. There is some kind of progression, I feel, for North America. And I think there are players, so important players, that are pushing regions forward. They got a taste of perks. They got to get Bwipo now. JJ is one of those players. Bjergsen is one of those players. You know, it's important to have role models for players within regions. That's also important. And then that inspiration needs to flow through all the way to the bottom. And always in some shape or form, you do get to see a region's strength through a team. That because they represent the region and they came up from there, they practiced against the other teams and they fought against the other teams. But I imagine for North America, it makes no sense for the top teams to scrim with maybe the lower teams. I'd imagine that there is some element of, bubbles, scrim bubbles, because that's how I would naturally progress in such a server. It's like, at some point, if you team Liquid, what benefit would you have if you are scrimming against? Now, I don't want to throw a team under the bus, but let's say you scrim against a FlyQuest or a potential, Golden Guardians. Or let's say Dignitas. I think that's probably the best example, a Dignitas. And that also, is important. But all in all, I just wanted to, mention Bwipo. God bless him. I think that he's gonna do good. He's for sure gonna do good. Would you like to react on the Adam upset thingy? My end is just, there is very little to gain in taking private matters public. It's like everything that we went through together as a team, we went through privately, and any form of resolution that anyone would want, the best way is privately, because the collateral damage and the pain that comes with it is just so disturbing. Because no matter what, right? No matter what, there is no way. No one's going to be able to understand what we went through. As a team, we spent so many hours together, and only the people within the team know that context. That's why it's so important to be able to, have an environment where everything that you do is kept private and solved within that circle, because no one else has the context that we have. We shared our best moments and we shared our worst moments. And in a world where, let's say, only moments of my own personal weakness would be showcased to the world, how that would be framed would also be quite bad. So in my end, I really didn't like that Adam went public. I tried very hard throughout the year to, work towards, something that where we keep things within the team. But of course, in my mind, what occurred is very tough to prepare for. And I don't know if there was, any words that would make everyone involved feel okay with what went down. Because at the end of the day, it was tough for everybody. It just, that the League of Legends esports world is so small, and its history is so small. And I just believe as insiders, we have an obligation to just not invite speculation or assumptions to taint either its past or its future. Because I read a lot of the comments, it's like, why didn't this happen? Why didn't that happen? Why didn't this happen? It's just, none of you know. No one out there knows what we went through as a group. No one knows what we did, and trying to put it into words in a tweet longer is not going to make anyone understand the full context. I can tell you guys this, right? Something that I already said. I agreed with the reasons given to me for Elias' departure. I agreed, I pride myself on knowing my players And he gave me enough information to support him 100% in his decision. 100%. I tell you this. During the World's Bootcamp, like as it started, you know, Elias did in fact share with the team that he's going through like a rough time, and he asked everyone for the support, right? And we tried our best to accommodate for each other, right? Because we're a team, right? Like it was clear to everyone that he was going through like a really shitty time, and he saw, like, of course we communicated. We all saw a world where he's going to fight through it, you know, and get to the point where he would play, right? And something that neither he or I could prepare for happened on the day that he left. That's why it was shocking to everyone. It was shocking to him too, right? We couldn't have prepared for it. We understood there was a situation that was hard, but something on that day pushed it over the edge, right? And forgive me, I need to be very careful with how I speak, you know? Very careful. And on that day, you know, I made sure that I asked all the right questions, I believe. I made sure that this is the decision to make for Elias with him, right? I made sure of it. To the best of my ability, I asked him all the questions that I believe needed to be asked so he understands the decision he's making, you know? And I fully support his decision. And then eventually after this, you know, after we had, you know, hours and hours of conversation about this topic, we met with the rest of the players and the staff, and he explained, you know, he explained to the other players that why he cannot share, even though he would like to. Like he explained that. He shared that his loved ones are going through extreme, intense suffering, and that he couldn't take it anymore, you know? That this was the decision he had to go. He had to go back home to be there, you know? And I echo that sentiment, said it to everyone, and I echo the sentiment that, you know, this is a decision that had to be made, that I supported, you know, in group with everybody. Afterwards, I introduced that Bean is going to play, and I shared any additional context I could to the players in group and also individually to the best of my ability, because obviously I'm not going to break confidentiality, you know. This is a courtesy that I extend to every single one of my players, you know. I need to protect them. Due to the nature of the situation we were put in, right? I understand, like, I understand that what was said, maybe for some that are involved, it's not enough. And they have a right to feel that way, you know? It's like if someone after this, because opposite chooses to keep his own privacy, if a player says, yo, I don't feel comfortable playing with you without knowing, that's a choice they can make, right? And as an organization, as his coach, I support his decision, right? And I understand anyone else feeling some type of way, because sometimes some explanation, some words are just not enough. No matter what, having your teammate leave 12 hours before, no matter what the reason is, it can be extremely painful for what you worked for, right? Sometimes words just can't be enough. Sometimes they aren't enough. That's why, to some degree, I have some understanding for the situation. But the key difference here, right, is like Elias has every right to his privacy, but even more so in a case where he has to protect other people's privacy. So I can say that every player on my team, I trust them, right? But there's an extension of trust. Like, let's say someone tells me a secret, and that doesn't mean that I'm gonna go tell everyone that I trust with that secret. When that secret extends past just myself, why making excuses when leaving the 12 hours before for a girl? Nobody denied what Adam said. Yeah, we all denied it. We said it's, everyone says it's fucking serious. He wouldn't leave for petty reasons. I said it in the initial thing. I said that I supported this decision. I said that he made the right decision. I wouldn't support the decision if it was for petty reasons. And everything, like, it has been said, okay? So the key thing, what I wanted to say is, I saw Doublelift's reaction to it, that, you know, a team is, you're on a boat and whatever affects everyone else, it's important that they understand, right? I get that, right? And we functioned in this capacity. But imagine a friend of yours tells you a secret, okay? And that secret affects you in some shape or form. And then it affecting me affects someone else. For me, I don't have the right to choose to divulge that secret, even though maybe I trust people, right? Because there is an extension that is longer than just me. It's not only his privacy, it's other people's privacy. So it wasn't Elias' choice alone, right? And that distinction is important. That distinction is very important. You know, I know many secrets that people come to tell me, right? I know many secrets. Many secrets. And it's my job to keep them, right? But it doesn't mean that the moment I trust someone that I'm going to divulge those secrets, even though I trust them. So this extension of trust, that's the difference maker here. You know, I am very unhappy about the fact that it went public. I'm very unhappy about the fact. You know? It's like, there is no amount of words that you can put in a tweet longer that make people understand the full context of what we went through. Nothing. There's no way. So trying to solve anything publicly is always the wrong decision. Always. It involves people that have nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with it at all. Like, the amount of things that I read was, oh, why didn't this happen? Why didn't they do this? Why wasn't this said? It's like, you have no fucking clue. You have no idea. And I understand that Adam is frustrated, you know, with how things went down, but, you know, I support the decision, you know? I'm not saying this for people to get angry at Adam or angry at anyone. I'm so sick and tired of this that I even, you know, regret even talking about it. This is extremely exhausting and tiring, and for me, I feel like I failed everything, you know? And then in regards to off-season things, right? It's like this is also a harsh lesson, okay? For people to understand how off seasons are ran, right? It's like Fnatic and hopefully every other org in the system is always going to do everything in their power to position themselves as good as possible for the next season. There's a responsibility for the investor, there's a responsibility for the fans, there's a responsibility for everything, right? Like Fnatic has to, of course, do everything in their power to position themselves as good as possible for the next season. That's what it is, right? You have to do it for the people actively involved in the project, you have to do it for the fans, you have to do it to respect your own values. You need to do with conviction the decisions that you believe are going to give you the best chances in competition. And that's everywhere, okay? That's everywhere. That's just, I hope every organization operates under these values, okay? And on our end, it's like most of seasons, not on our end, like generally speaking, most of seasons are cruel and vicious, and as I mentioned, you know, every team is going to do what's best for them. Loyalty between, I can tell you guys, generally speaking, esports, loyalty between organizations and players is so rare. Like, it's, in this industry, is so rare. And like most long-lasting relationships between players and organizations are due to it being just mutually beneficial. Just look at the esports scene, okay? And look at the big names that you associate with organizations, okay? And you can see that rarely there's any loyalty, you know? It's like Bjergsen TSM, right? There's Fnatic and Reckless. There's Perks and G2. There's so many examples of this just being relationships that are mutually beneficial for as long as both parties feel that way. Yeah, T1 Faker is probably the only most rare example, right? Faker is... How lucky are we that Faker is the face of esports? Imagine we had some John Jones type that would hit people with a car and just fucking peace out and just go crazy, you know? It's like we are so blessed that we have Faker as the face of esports. And in the end, it's a business, right? It's a business. And, you know, Fnatic, we take player opinion into account, and the natural progression of any player being signed is that, oh, they're going to talk with players that are going to be actively involved in the offered roster. So let's say an organization talks to player X, and it's like, oh, player X, we have player Y and Z. We're going to talk. We have some extended talks. Maybe you can talk to our player Y and Z, and you can get a feel for yourself. You know, what do you think? And that's just a natural progression, you know. And for me to see that, you know, people are, oh, this player backstab this player in the back. Like, it's, come on, guys. Every player in the scene has opinions about other players. That's just it, you know. That's just absurd, you know. And the same on my end. It's like the changes. What changes Fnatic is going to make obviously are not announced, but I support the upcoming changes, and I do in fact believe that this is going to, you know, position us to have the highest chance to succeed in the next year. It's like I will still support any players that I have shared history with, and a part of me hopes that they come back and that they prove me wrong, right? I sincerely hope that players that I share history with come back and prove me wrong. I hope so. Maybe there's a detail that maybe I missed, you know? Maybe I could be wrong, and that's fine, right? That's why I say an organization is making the decisions that they believe is going to position them the best possible way for a season. And that's it. And I can tell you guys from my personal experience, you know, esports is just ruthless. That's just most businesses are, right? Like I was fired from Vitality. You know, the only position I ever got fired from was in Vitality. And that happened. I don't feel any grudges towards Vitality. You know, I'm very grateful that I got the opportunity to play there. 2.5 years, great memories. We managed to accomplish great things together. You know, God bless them. They made the decision that they believed put them in the best possible position to succeed in next year, right? That's the decision they made. And that's what happened with many players. Svenskeren, Jizuke, Niski. There's teams that believe, these organizations, the GMs, they believe that this is how they're going to have the best possible position to succeed. And from outside, sometimes we can laugh at it, you know? And sometimes we get shocked. Maybe they see something you don't. And I have an obligation to whatever team that I'm on to be honest. And then do the things that I believe are going to make my team succeed. And in that, of course, I try my best to protect my players. And that's it. But sometimes, of course, you just gotta be honest. I don't think there's anything more to add on the whole topic. Hey, Nelson. I feel like just a statement could have eased the situation for the fans. What statement? There was already a statement. There was a statement with all of the information that wanted to be released. I spoke in Legends in Action. And the interactions between the players, you guys don't know it. You will never ever know the context. You know, imagine I have 11 years of experience in esports and I never went, you know, I never went rogue and just started talking, you know. I never did. But genuinely, right, we announced that Adam is leaving and I genuinely hope that he finds success in what he does next. I genuinely hope so. I think he has potential. You know, keep in mind, you know, Adam is 19 years old. He had a crazy year for himself. You know, he had a massive challenge and he did his best. You know, in the way he could, and he felt like things ended unfairly, and you know, he has a right to feel that way. And hopefully this year comes with a lot of great experience for him, great lessons, and I'm excited to compete against him, you know? hope to stay in touch with him, and I hope, I still hope that there is some kind of resolution, you know. I really hope that there is some kind of resolution that doesn't involve the public here, because I believe the biggest issue here is just misunderstanding and just a disconnect on everyone's perspective. But nevertheless, I urge everyone to just understand that you won't understand and accept that. It's so easy to try to fill any gaps of your information with wild guesses, but you're in no position to make those assessments. You're just not. And I'm just sorry that it came out this way. I really am. But there's a line where I feel maybe I can't blame myself, because it's like I'm in the habit of always blaming myself. It's just something that I've accepted, that this is how I get better at what I do. I always blame myself. No matter what goes down, I always blame myself. It's just natural, right? And I've come to terms with that, because I couldn't change it, but instead I embraced it. And it just, the situation, like with what occurred, sometimes what you can say is not enough. But okay. There's no blame to give here. It's really just, like, genuinely, guys, Twitter and it's just not real life. It just really isn't. It's like all manners of how people act socially, and all, you know, inhibitions that we have when we are socializing, they are all like gone. They're just out of the window. The amount of shit that people have said to me on Twitter that no one would ever dare to say in my face. It's crazy. It truly is crazy. That's why on my end, I don't feel anything. Yeah? Twitter, it really doesn't reflect how real life is. It's the same. It's like we're always told. Can you reveal the reason in the future? No. I will, like, if someone points a gun to my head, shoot me. I will never break confidentiality. Yeah, that also doesn't help, right? It's just people don't understand the gravity of situations unless they're actually people don't understand the gravity of any situation that is publicized on Twitter unless they are actively, you know, involved in it. So it's so easy to be the one, you know, memeing about it to get some likes, because this is what Twitter is. You're supposed to farm likes, make memes, and, you know, there's a lot of collateral damage in that. So we finished Arcane. Spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't watched Arcane. Arcane was a beautiful piece. Was gorgeous, man. Arcane is great. Arcane is just very happy. Loved Arcane. Loved Arcane. Truly did. It was so gorgeous. I feel like they are so inspired by Studio Ghibli, the Fortiche people, you know. The music, Riot Games and their music, you know. Fucking love it. But I feel like I needed maybe 3 more episodes. It's just, but either way, fuck, man. As an art student, I don't see the parallel between Ghibli and Fortiche, and I loved Arcane. Well, the key thing for me is, right, is what Studio Ghibli do is that every frame is very unique and interesting. It's just that level of quality where you can pause and just take a look. And every frame is just gorgeous. Every frame is just gorgeous. I can tell you guys now that I part of me regrets even talking anything, but I felt the need to, because I've been mentioned a lot, right? So I felt the need to clarify some things, but from now on, I will not speak about this anymore. I will consider this matter done. And in private, I'll try to do as much as I can to solve it, but we're done. The chapter's done. We move on. So once again, Arcane, right? Arcane. So basically, I wanted to talk about, I forgot what I was talking about. I wanted to do the comparison with Ghibli, right? So Ghibli, it's like you can pause at any point and you can see the effort in every frame that they put in, right? And I feel like Fortiche was like, yo, we need to fucking be at that level. Because the whole animation is just gorgeous, right? It's very nice. The story was nice. I felt the dialogue was very powerful. I felt like the dialogue was never wasted. It's just, there was very little waste in this show, which I thought was cool. Very cool. It's like, where did we waste time? We didn't waste time with anything. Like some shows, a character shows up, he dies, and we never hear from him again. Even the characters that died, they were in Jinx's mind, right? Which is really cool. It's just that they didn't waste any screen, they didn't waste any sound, and that to me is just, I judge it based off quality, because of course everything is subjective. Everything is very subjective, and I can understand why maybe someone doesn't like it. That's completely fine. But for me, just the quality, right? Quality of sound choice, dialogue choice, of screen, and character building was super high. What is the one character you want to see in Arcane Season 2? I hope we get to see Swain. I want to see Swain, Darius. Like, I hope that we get Noxus involved. Because we got a little teaser with the Medarda family. You know, we got a little teaser. I hope they continue with this. Because, like Swain. Thing is, Jhin is great. Is a fantastic character. But how does he have any context in the story? As far as I know, in accordance to the lore, I can't see the connection. I'm not sure about what the timelines are. I really don't know what the timelines are. Like, Ionia was also super cool. That's what I thought, right? I was like, yo, this lady that General Medarda wanted to kill, right? I thought that was like, is that Irelia? Is that Irelia's daughter or mother or cousin or something? Yes, I'm streaming.
Could you give me a coffee input?
Yeah. I'm gonna roll it here on the ground, okay? You can pick it up. You won't be seen. You won't be seen, Andrew. It's fine. Oh, it's a bit further. a bit towards the door. There you go. Yay! And it's like, Ionia, I understand that Noxus like enslaved them or something, and like Irelia wants to break free, right? And so forth. I hope we get to see it. Sona or Misfortune would be hot. that's why you're so mad, loser wants. He wants hot characters. He wants Rule 34 content. You can hear the Bracken screaming when the crystal blow up, so they aren't changing that lore. Yeah, like, that could be interesting. It's just, I don't know if we're gonna have the Skarner lore or not. There's not even any Dominion. I like that the women aren't hypersexualized, though. It's refreshing. No? Except the mother of Miss Medarda. It's fucking coming out of the mud pool. Janna is on? I thought she was Piltover. There's many great opportunities, but I believe that like what we should expect is a follow-up on the current story, right? I think anything else is not gonna happen. It's like, as you can see in basically, as you can see in most movies, it's like by the time you invest in something in terms of the marketing and so forth, they just stick to it. They just grab it by the balls and tell them that they love it. It's like we have a female version of the Ghostbusters. We have Ocean's 18. We have so many movies that are just following a same, like the same marketing scheme, right? It's like the Marvel Universe. The Marvel Universe, right, is building off of the same marketing because everything is connected somehow, right? It's just the same thing is going to happen with Arcane. Arcane is going to be just like the next season, the next episodes for the coming years is just all going to be about what we saw. Because there's no point in investing so much into educating people and to market it to then start over with a different concept. It just doesn't make sense financially, I believe. Fucking Fast and Furious. How many Fast and Furious do we have, man? Let Paul Walker rest in peace, man. Fucking every time is the same. And I'll do anything for family. Vin Diesel. I'll do anything for family. Your family. Your family. Well, Mundo's actually not a doctor. Yeah. Family. I like Tokyo Drift, not gonna lie. What was the YamatoCannon story in Hollywood? Oh. Could be, man. Next season? Who knows? Who's gonna be on Fnatic next season? Will YamatoCannon be on Fnatic? Who's gonna be on Fnatic? I wonder who. Honestly, I think I need to shave. Like, I should probably buy a razor. I was watching Grubby play Warcraft 3 early. He was playing Orc. You guys know when there was basically in World of Warcraft, there's like different types of beings, like beasts, undead. There's one more. I keep forgetting it. Shit. There's like beasts, and then there's undead, and then there's spirits, like elemental. And then there's like one school where like the dwarves belong to, the gnomes, the tauren, the pandas. What's the name of this? Can't remember. Murlocs too, Murlocs. Murlocs. Nagas. It's crazy, you know? It's like the world has gone so far in a direction that as I read out the word Nagas, I got scared. Queen Ajara can get it though, Lemao. He just put that out there like that. When can we expect roster announcement? Guys, does it look like... Do you realize how many people are working on Fnatic? Like, I don't fucking know when they're gonna make the announcements. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. If you only knew, I'd sacrifice my beating heart before. So anyone's been watching the Chess World Championship? The Chess World Championship is truly, truly something. I've been waiting for this for so long, but we got 2 draws so far. Game 1 was boring as fuck. How about Wheel of Time series? I heard that the Wheel of Time is supposed to be a magnificent book. I believe Mitch told me that. Mitch. 12 draws again. It's actually 14 games of classical chess. This is where you can listen to a nice deep voice. I believe so, my friend. Who are you cheering for? Well, I am a Magnus Carlsen fan. But if Jan Nepomniachtchi wins, then I'll be happy too, because it's gonna make Magnus Carlsen unleash. Is this only classical or will it too? I believe they're playing classical, and then they're gonna play rapid if everything ends in a draw. Can you VOD review the chess game? Bro, mere VOD reviewing, it's like a silver VOD reviewing LEC. Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? What are we doing here? I have to admit, I actually bought NFTs. I bought NFTs. Maybe it was a Turbo Grief. Probably it was. Probably was a grief. Probably was a grief. I just had an opportunity to be an early mover, so I just went for it. You guys want to see my NFTs? Let us screenshot. Okay, I'm gonna let you screenshot. Don't support that shit, man. Aren't they ecologically damaging? Pfft. Bro. Alright. So these are my NFTs. I'm just checking it that I'm not revealing some informations. I got some monkeys. about 5 monkeys. But yeah, I don't feel good about publicizing them because it's like I don't want anyone to get inspired to do the same. Consider your tokens fungied. Make it your profile picture. That's the thing. I don't want to do that. Like, I don't want to be the guy who like promotes it. I can say here on stream, I can say on stream, yo, I bought some NFTs just to dabble, and yeah, I'm okay with losing it all. Every single coin that I spent on these monkeys, these Chronos chimps. I don't mind if it just disappears into the toilet. Someone please explain to me what's a non-fungible token. Basically, the idea is that you hold a digital art and you have the authentic piece. It's the same. Imagine you're holding a Mona Lisa. You could look at a picture of the Mona Lisa, but looking at the real one is supposed to feel a little bit different, right? That's the idea. That you own the original and everything else is just a picture of it. Which is, yeah, that's might be super silly. Look, is really stupid. Because maybe it is. Yeah, maybe it's the dumbest decision I ever made. It's the object itself that has value, not the image of it. Yes, that's what I try to explain. But obviously, I have a monkey brain. You got 5 of them, right? As in 5 players on a LoL team. Yes. Send link to your monkey. No, I don't want to send link to my monkey. I think we're good. Gucci Hilly is an NFT? Really? Fucking Sam Matthews. Fucking selling Hilly NFTs already. Get a 6-1 for the monkey streaming right now? Yeah. True. True. Do you know something in Bulgarian? Like zdrave? I don't know too much in Bulgarian, sadly. Stock up on Bitcoin instead. I don't like too much talking about my crypto investments because I don't want anyone to go out there and to do random shit, you know. It's like, oh, Yamato said he'd do this. No. It's like I am not educated enough to talk about it publicly. Hilly will teach you. I taught Hilly actually, but Yamato told me to sell my house and flip it on Squidcoin. Now I am homeless. Got many metaverse coins? No, but maybe it's a mistake. I've considered it. Can you sing opera? I wish I knew how to do Mongolian throat singing. That's Master EW. But the real question of value is, who is your favorite Pokemon? I really, really love Lugia. I love Tyranitar. I love Charizard. I love Blastoise. I love Gengar, Snorlax, Togekiss, Shiny Gyarados. Shiny Gyarados. I actually have my full Pokemon collection right here. Like, I can just grab like expensive stuff. It's like, here, look at this sealed. Look at the sealed beauty. Look at that beauty. Beauty, booty, beauty. This is sealed, baby. I have a Sword and Shield one here. What else do we have here? Oh, this is nice. Yeah, Alakazam is a gangster, man. So I have this too. There's a shiny, not shiny. This is EV Heroes, the Japanese EV collection, limited edition. Look at that. Gorgeous. I don't know. Did anyone play Tibia? Did anyone play Tibia? And this box reminds me of the old school Tibia background. It really does. I never open shit because I am never ever fucking lucky, man. Never am I ever fucking lucky, man. But anyhow, I didn't really... I kind of wanted to make this episode because, you know, I wanted to say some words on the topic of Adam and Elias too, and hope that it's over now, you know. But I also wanted to invite every one of you to the YamatoCannon Battlecruisers Discord, because my intention is to review. So basically, I made a couple of new channels, so I want to interact with you guys more and have, you know, and give back to the community somehow. So I wanted to review. Basically, a lot of people constantly ask me, so how do I get a job? Like, how do I become a coach? How do I get a job in esports? What do I do? And I always say, do some work. And I wanted to offer you guys the opportunity for me to review your work and give you guys honest feedback on what you can improve on and what you can do better. And I also wanted to extend this to players. Players that have like a moment in the game that they don't know how to review or don't know how to improve from, or they are uncertain. I wanted to offer you guys an opportunity to send it in, okay? So basically, you open up This Is It. I'm gonna give you guys all the invite right now. I'm gonna do a little invitation. Never generate new link, copy. So basically we have this one, okay? So this is the Discord. This is the Discord link, and under This Is It, you can see a channel called Anything, which is for anything. Advice, where you can ask for advice. And then Rate My Analysis. And then Review My Gameplay, where hopefully you can add a piece of lowkey.gg, put it up there, rock and roll. I'll give you feedback. Rate My Analysis, same thing. Send in your work, and boom, we're gonna be good. advice, anything, just send it in. I need some goddamn activity on my Discord because we gonna transform this into a hub for people to get better. And hopefully we can create a space where people help each other. That is my dream. That is my hope and my dream. And also it's pretty cool to have like your own active Discord. I'm kind of jealous of Pete and the Fnatic Fight Club. Would be nice. Sorry. I'm yawning. Yo, Pete, do you want to do a queue? I believe it's time to do a queue. You want a duo? You want a queue? Anyone out there that wants to buy my full I'm in a TFT? You mean NFT? Yeah, green name means you're gangster. I can buy it. Have you seen my CSGO inventory? I have 9 million net worth. Nice. Anyhow. Go on my dashboard. How do I like split? I'm like, yeah, this is it, and now I want to move on to the next point. It's like I want to cut the stream. Cut the stream. How to cut the stream? Cut the stream.